Hey, so I'm gonna continue with my retail horror stories because I am in a really good mood and I just kind of feel like recording more now so I don't have to do more later. So yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about the experiences that I've had at my different jobs. I'm gonna stop using the names though because I don't wanna get in trouble. So not trying to have a law get put against me or any shit like that, so that's fun. I'm going to be talking about when I worked. My first story is going to be about when I worked at a kiosk because I also did that. If you don't know me, or even if you do, you know, well, if you don't know me, you don't know this, but I have an extensive job history because I love to try new things and work new places and get that resume booming. So I actually have had more than 20 jobs. And I'm not going to tell you what they all are because I would literally be sitting here forever, but I have worked at a wide variety of places. I've worked at 2 coffee shops. I've worked at a kiosk, like I just said. I've worked at Disney World, which is not, I'm just going to say that outright because why not? I've worked at like 15 retail places because I love retail and like I really like Target, which is why I'm happy I'm here right now because this isn't, every experience is different, which is something that I think is important because you get different shitty customers everywhere you go. I mean, different great customers, and you never once have a bad experience ever. But anyway, so I worked at a kiosk and it was a skincare kiosk, and that's what I'll say about that. And I got approached by some guys at my kiosk because, as you can imagine, I was by myself and I was wearing like a nice little black outfit because you have to look nice at this kiosk that I used to work at for skincare. And these guys were walking up to me and they're like, "Hey," I'm like, "Can I help you?" Like, "What do you want?" And they just like kept standing there and staring at me, and I was like, "This is really not cool." And thankfully, like, I had friends over in the next kiosk over and they came over and saved me, but like these guys were literally like taking pictures of me and I was like, okay, I hate this, please help. So that was, I mean, I had a lot of horror stories there, and people think that the way skincare works is very different. And like people, there's a transition period that you have to worry about, and people would come back screaming because they'd be like, "My face is even worse than it used to be," and it's like, well, there's this transition period, and whether or not that's actually true, that's what we were told to say. So I just have people screaming at me there too. So my most recent job before Target, I worked at a bridal place. Again, not gonna say which one, most of you already know, but a lot of people have asked me like, "Oh, are the brides just the worst?" And I'm like, actually, the moms are the worst. And that's like really sad because I'm very thankful. I have a very good relationship with my mom and she's very supportive of me. But some of these girls would come in with their moms and they try on this dress and they'd be like, "I feel beautiful in this." Because like we go in the room with them. So like we help them get dressed and like it's a whole experience. It's really great. But we go in with them and like we ask, like, there's no mirrors in here, so you just have to ask them how they feel. And she's like, "I feel beautiful. I have not even seen myself, but I feel beautiful." We walk out. The second we get out, we close the door. The mom goes, "Your back looks fat in that." This girl is like sobbing. I was like, your daughter loves this dress. Like, you didn't even hear her opinion. You just started with, "Your back looks fat in that." I'm like, who the fuck cares? It's back. Like, it's your back. Like, what? And half the problem is that this dress is too small because we don't have every size in store. So like we had the closest size, which was this one, and I asked her if she wanted to go up or down. She's like, "I'll go down, like it's fine, I'm trying to lose weight anyway." Great. She's like, "I feel beautiful in this." We walk out, back fat. I was like, and she's like, "Shut the fuck up, Mom. I don't care what you think. I look great in this dress." And I was like, okay, good. Like, okay. She's like, "But I will try on other ones because you're not happy and that makes me not happy." And I was like, oh, thank God, because like there's just been some experiences that have definitely been ruined by moms, like, and sometimes the brides are rude, but like mostly it was the moms being like super shitty or friends being shitty too. And I'm like, this is this person's day, not your day. Like, get over yourself. I promise your day will come. Or maybe it won't because you're like this. So I realized I totally forgot to mention that I've also worked at restaurants. And I worked at a certain Irish pub. And I worked on St. Patty's Day because I worked there at that time, and I just had to. So I worked a 13-hour shift that day, and I did not get a break, I did not get a single break. It was so busy, it was so crazy. Like, we were running back and forth and doing this and that. Like, they give us free food, so that was good, but we were running back and forth, and like, let me tell you, the amount of times I got sexually harassed that day and like catcalled and like all that stuff, I was like, it's a good thing that I get paid what I get paid, which was not enough, note to self. But like, oh my God. And like, it was all old Irish men, like just drunk off their rocker. And I was like, oh my God. On that same day, we had people, so we had like a 7-hour wait that day because it's St. Patrick's Day. Like, what are you, if you don't plan that in advance, you are not getting into an Irish pub on like St. Patty's Day. You're not. I'm sorry. So anyway, people would come in and like they'd sit at the bar and we'd be like, okay, this is our wait time right now. We're quoting at like literally 4 hours because we don't know when people are going to leave because people have been here since 6 a.m. and they're going to be here till 6 p.m. So there were people who would just go and seat themselves. Like, other people would come up, would leave, and they would go and sit down at the dirty table. And we were like, I would literally have to go up to these tables and be like, did you check in? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, you have to go and check in and wait because there's people who have been waiting here for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours already. So like, they have the priority, you have to move. And they'd be like, I don't feel like moving. And I'd be like, okay, hold on one sec. And then I'd run and grab our security because we had security and they would be removed. Yeah, that day was a whole bunch of fun. I still think about that a lot because like there were a lot of illegal things that happened. And my boss at that time was a kind of person, he went to jail. He's the kind of person who would be taking shots with the customers out in the front, like at the bar. So he was drunk. And I'm like, dude, I don't feel safe here. Like, I'm getting catcalled. I'm getting like all this stuff. There's so many people here. I can barely breathe. I can't move. And I have to kick people out. And I have not eaten in 6 hours or like 8 hours. Or at one point it was 10 hours. And I was like barely standing on my feet. We couldn't have drinks up in the front and they wouldn't let me, even though I was like literally sprinting back and forth. And like, that was that day. Like, there are some days that I still have nightmares about. That is one of them. The day I got left alone at my first job was another one. Some of the days I got told the worst day, ruined their whole vacation, were the other ones. But that day is definitely on that list. I also realized I've been talking faster in these videos because I have like so much to say because I have so many of these super shitty experiences at work, and like, it's bad. Like, that's not good. Like, I shouldn't be happy about this. I shouldn't be laughing or still smiling, but like, even when you have bad days, there are so many good days. Like, or like days that are not special in any way, which is even better because that's like, you know, it's good, like the good days. And I'll definitely be talking about the good days too. Like, I'll be making another video set about that. But those bad days, dude, they just get you. They get you right down. And sometimes it's like literally thinking about quitting your job. Like, the day at my first job and St. Patty's Day, even though I ended up staying at those jobs both for a lot longer than that, there are some days where it's just like, wow, I don't know if I can do this. So anyway, that's the end for this video. Sorry again, wearing the same outfit. You're gonna see this a different day, but I made it the same day. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do another video of like all of my favorite days of working, and maybe I'll even post more of these later because my bad days don't stop. And I've had so much work history that like each day is a new adventure, and each day was a new adventure. You see a lot of different types of things. So anyway, comment below if you want to see more of these. If you have any really great stories that you want me to share, do that. Maybe I'll do another video where I literally just read other people's because I think that's fun too. And yeah, so thanks for watching and see you soon.